الله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم كل نفس ذائقة الموت صدق الله العظيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا وشفيعنا وحبيبنا ومولانا محمد وآله وصحبه وبارك وسلم صلاة وسلام عليك يا سيدي يا حبيبي يا رسول الله صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم. Respected elders, brothers and sisters, fellow colleagues, once again, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, I have recited an ayat karima, very famous ayah, and everybody recited with me. Alhamdulillah, could hear it. Kullu nafsin dha'iqatul maut. Every soul shall taste death. Alhamdulillah, we're here to pay tribute and make dua for the marhuma. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant her Jannah Firdaus inshallah. The ayah is clear, and I have to be clear with myself and everybody else. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when revealing this ayah, He didn't favor anyone. Kullu nafsin dha'iqatul maut. Every soul, I am a soul, you are a soul. So put yourself on the list. Put yourself on the list. No, you could be next. We're here to commemorate marhuma and make dua for her. We could be next. Who knows? In one way or the other, we'll have to leave this dunya. We'll have to leave this dunya. Marhuma, rahmahullah alayha, had plans. Marhuma had family. Marhuma had belongings, house, yard, everything. But when she went out from this dunya, what did she go with? Nothing. Nothing. Let's wake up to this truth. The moment we leave this dunya, we're not going to get anything. Anything that we're working hard for today, we'll leave it in this dunya. So, in one way or the other, we'll have to leave this dunya and go. We'll have to pack and go. What are we going to pack then if we go away from this dunya without anything? What then are we supposed to pack? Our deeds. What do we pack when we die? Our deeds. What is the message? Make sure don't be lazy when it comes to ibadah. Today the problem that we're facing in our communities is laziness when it comes to ibadah. Something that we're only going to take when we die, when we go away from this dunya. The only thing that we're going to take when we go away from this dunya, our deeds. And yet when it comes to our deeds, Islamic deeds, ibadat, hum sabse lazy. Sabse lazy, we become very lazy. We become so lazy that the adhan will be going on and we pretend not to hear it. This is our situation today. Not knowing that the same salah will be the first thing to be asked. The same salah will be the first thing on which everything will be best. Everything will be based on our salah. Your salah is perfect, Jannat mein chale jao. Go into Jannah. Your salah is somewhere not correct, stay here for hisab. So most importantly, let's be consistent when it comes to ibadah. And be mindful. It could be you, it could be me. We don't know who's going to go next. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us many examples. How many people have we buried? Families, friends, parents. We've buried all these people from amongst our families, from amongst ourselves, and yet we still have closed eyes. It's high time we open our eyes, inshallah ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us this guarantee in the Quran that we all are going to go away. And it is always a sad part. You know, when we lose somebody, we lose someone who is close to our heart, somebody that we look up to, we feel sad. But this is the reality and the truth from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We can only see our good deeds, we can only see the results of what we're doing into this dunya today only after we pass away. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for tawfiq to do as much good deeds as possible, inshallah ta'ala. And be mindful, what you do today is the complete depiction of the results that you get tomorrow when you go away from this dunya. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us on the straight path and grant us tawfiq, inshallah. It is called a family tree. Let's talk about a family tree. We here as a family, there's friends, cousins, brothers and sisters. And this is called a family tree. Why is it called a family tree in the first place? I think I've asked myself this question a couple of times. The structure of the family is like that of a tree. A tree has roots. I never saw a tree without roots anyway. There's some branches, some stem, flowers, etc. And so is the family. Family has its branches, it has the stem, it has the root. Who are the roots of the family? The parents. If you're a parent here, get it? You are the root of your family. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you this responsibility to stand in as the root of your family. So a very quick question, what happens to a tree when the root dies? What happens? You learn more science than I do, and you know a lot about science than I do. What happens to a tree when a root dies? What happens? Can I get an answer, please? The tree dies, exactly. Tree. My question is, what happens in the family when a father or a mother dies? What happens to the rest of the family? What happens? Family starts dispersing and tearing apart. Family starts dispersing and tearing apart. It's very simple and very easy to understand. So we must be mindful each time, whenever you lose a parent, whenever you lose a mother or a father, know you have two main tests. First test is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is testing you by taking away somebody who was more beloved to you. So that's the first test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Second test is the waswasa from shaitan. Because once a parent dies, the family shakes. The family ties starts tearing apart and breaking. Why? My mother was so and so a person, I am so and so a person, so I don't care about you. This is the situation today. Once a parent dies, family starts tearing apart. Why? Well, small issues, small petty issues. He did this, he said so about me, I said this about him, so we don't talk anymore. That is the tree, the entire tree dying and drying up. That is the entire tree, family tree, falling apart. The cause is the root has died. But as believers, we can still rectify this. As believers, we have the power to rectify this. Why? Nabi Karim sallallahu ta'ala wa sallam and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us already in the Quran, be good to your family members. It doesn't mean after the mother passes away, then you become some monster or a horrible person. No. Always stay a good person to your brothers and sisters. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us this responsibility. You didn't choose which family to be born from. I did not choose either. You did not choose who should be your brother. I didn't choose either. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us the people around us as a responsibility upon us. You know what it means when I say a responsibility? It is something that you have to work towards to. This is a responsibility, something that you have to do. That means you have a job to work on your family ties. You have a job to work on your family ties. Do not let shaitan overpower you, because the second temptation comes from shaitan. Shaitan tells you, he said so and so about you, don't talk to him. Moreover, the important role of a father or a mother in the family is they bring everybody together. When the root is fresh down there, everything, you see leaves green, you see the stem green, you see everything is clean. Why? The mother plays an important role of bringing the family together. Now when you lose a mother, what happens? Nobody stands in as a mother, because everybody wants to be on their own. This is what happens in our families. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not only put a responsibility on you while your mother or your father is alive. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't put the responsibility on you to be good to your brothers and sisters when your parents are alive. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put this responsibility on you throughout your life, because your family stays with you. Your family stays with you. Unfortunately, in our current days, it's so sad. Very sad that family easily tears apart. And there's something very important that we always need to remember. In each and every family, there's quite a few people that you'll find. Somebody that feels they are more neglected than everybody else. Somebody that feels they are more beloved to everybody else. Somebody that feels, they know everything, they're always right. You can't always be right. You can't always feel neglected. You can't always be the person that is arrogant to everybody. So as family members, as a family member, you individually, you have to understand, it is my responsibility to bring my family together. No matter what happens, it is my responsibility to bring my family together. A lot of things happens after a parent dies. A lot of things happens after a parent dies in a family. Sometimes we could be fighting over belongings. Sometimes we just stop talking to one another. Sometimes we just, that hatred is there. And yet this is the blood that we belong to. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's messenger sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam strictly warned us against that. You have issues within your family, sit down. You are one blood. Sit down, discuss, come to good terms and find a solution. This is how we are supposed to live as Muslims. Nabi Karim sallallahu ta'ala wa sallam stated in the hadith, he shall never smell the fragrance of Jannah. Who is the qattat? Somebody that tears the family ties apart. You have a problem with your brother? Why keep it inside and let lose the relationship? Why keep the hatred inside and pretend to be in good terms? Why keep that anger within you? It eats you up, it turns you into a sour person, it changes you and you become so irresponsible towards your family. Why keep that hatred inside? The easiest way to take out the hatred is come together as the family. You have lost a mother, that's the first test. You have lost a parent, that's the first test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do you want to lose the second test? Do you want to be tempted and overcome by shaitan? Only if you don't bring yourselves together, resolve your issues, be responsible towards one another, then shaitan will come over you. At the end of the day, this one goes away, never come back. This one went away, never come back. The family starts tearing apart. The family slowly starts tearing apart. Of which is the blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us. And yet we become so irresponsible and so negligent about it that our family ties tears apart. What is my message today? Please, if you have anything, come together as a family. Come together, look into it, find a solution, and stay happy. Be happy. You will never find a family that is peaceful all the time. No. You'll have problems. And this is the nature in every family. This is what family is all about. We quarrel, we argue, the next day we laugh. We fight, we argue, the next day we find a solution. But unfortunately today, because everybody is finding their bread on their own, they're putting their bread on their table on their own. I don't care about you, you could be my blood, but I don't care about you. Why? I do my own things, you do your own things, so what's the big deal? There's a big deal. The big deal is the responsibility that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala placed upon you as a family. Work towards fixing things. If there's anything wrong, I don't know anything, but this is the message. Most of the times when a family member dies, when a parent especially dies, a lot of things in the families happens. And these are things that tears our families apart. The marhum is gone. The marhuma is gone. What did they take? They left you as a family. Only one person went away from the family. Why now neglect the entire family? Why let the bones break? Because of one person that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called? Because of one person that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called into his rahmah? No, we cannot break our bonds in such a manner. We cannot break our bonds in such a manner. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestowed this family, bestowed this bond amongst us as ni'mah. How will you feel on the day of Qiyamah going into Jannah with the entire family members that you had in the dunya. How will you feel? How nice will that be? Very beautiful. You going into Jannah, your father is there, your mother is there, your brothers, your cousins, everybody else is there. You're going into Jannah. How beautiful. But how then can we go into Jannah if we have hatred with one another? We gathered here to make the dua for marhuma. Making dua for the marhuma. It so seems like, everybody has one heart. We gather in here to make dua, supplicate. After this, no more family gatherings. Why? That event is gone. This is not about the marhuma alone. The marhuma is gone. The marhum is gone. The responsibility carries on. The same way we gathered here. After everybody goes away, you have the same responsibility to bring yourselves together. This is the 40 days, and this is the end of the mourning and etc. But this is not the end of the family. This is not the end of the family union. This is not the end of that brotherhood bond. This is not the end of that, that love, that muhabba amongst the people of the family. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestowed upon us family as a responsibility. See it as a responsibility. It will not always go your way. Your opinion will not always be taken and accepted by a person, by the next brother or sister. Your opinion or your thoughts will never be taken as serious maybe as you wish it could be. But then you have to still understand, this is who I am, this is who we are, this is my blood. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us tawfiq. In our families, we all have families and coming from different backgrounds. And we know what is going behind doors, we know what is going in our families. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This message is not only for the family here who lost the marhum, who lost the mother. This message is for all of us. Each one of us, because we all have families and we know exactly what is going on behind. We know exactly what our family members, what our families, what is the state of our family. So each one of us that moves away from here, let's take this message for it and fix things in our families, inshallah ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised Jannah to a person that brings the family together. He says the person that will be in Jannah are those that works hard towards uniting, towards bringing their families together. Plenty ayats in the Quran, plenty hadith speaking about how good a person will be treated on the day of Qiyamah, the person that brings the families together. It is easy. We live with the same people. We eat with the same people. So the first ibadat, the first responsibility, the first rewards for us to attain must come from our family. Being good towards our family. Being responsible towards our family. You could be the only person trying to unite the family and everybody else criticizes you. Criticism is real. It's real. You criticize your brother criticizes you. But the matter of the fact is, we have this responsibility, and this responsibility still remains on our shoulders. We have to work towards our family. A lot can be said, but I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us tawfiq with these few words, inshallah ta'ala, to grant us tawfiq and to grant us unity in our families, inshallah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant marhuma Jannah Firdaus, inshallah ta'ala. Salatu wassalam, inshallah. And then we'll have dua, inshallah.